In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you everything that is on my Google Pixel 8 Pro. Let's get right into it. If you did not know, I have been filming all of my YouTube videos over the past few weeks, maybe over a month at this point, using my Google Pixel 8 Pro. So if you did not know that, surprise, but I am using my old school camera, the camera that I used to use for this video, as you can probably tell with like the quality and the audio, because I'm going to physically need my phone for this one. I'm going to be sharing the screen of my phone over here so you can see everything that I'm doing, but we're going to go through all of the screens that I have on my phone and then all of the apps very briefly. So let's get right into it. Let's start recording my screen. All right, here we go. So this is my main home screen. I will actually start over here first. This is sort of like the Google News home widget. It's embedded into all of the Google Pixel devices. So whenever you swipe over to the farthest left, it is always going to be there on any Pixel device. I am a huge fan of this tab, of this area, whatever you want to call it, because it just gives you curated news articles all in one place without you needing to open a separate app or remembering to open a separate app. It's just there when you swipe, and I find that to be extremely convenient as someone who would not remember to open an app to read curated news articles. So I just like that it's there, and I happen to use this just about every single day. Up at the top, you can see that there is the weather where I'm currently at. Yes, it is 23 degrees. I think it feels like 9 degrees today. And then it also gives me some air quality stuff. I did not curate it that way. I think it just preloaded that way, but I like that it's there. And then of course, like I said, there are news articles, and they are curated based off of my interest. So based off of my Google searches, this feed knows what I'm interested in, and it will show me articles based on my interests. There are also sometimes on this feed an option for you to manually toggle and click on certain interests that Google thinks that I'm interested in, and that allows me to manually pick and choose what exactly the type of articles that I want to see. So big fan of this area. I always show it whenever I do videos like this because it's always there. And then this is my main home screen. It does look different than it used to look. I just recently revamped it. Usually, more or less, I keep it the same across all of my phones, but I revamped it this year to see if I like it. But as you can see at the very top, it has the date and it has the temperature once again. I like to have that there. It's very useful. If you tap on the date, it opens up the calendar. If you tap on the weather, it opens up the weather app. And that's why I like it there, because I can quickly tap in and check all of that stuff whenever I need to, which is something that you want to easily access if you're checking those types of things. But anyway, right underneath it, you can see there's like a grid of 6 images, and they're random images. I did not purposely pick these images. This is essentially a Pinterest widget, and the Pinterest widget auto-populates things based off of your home feed, which is based off of the boards that you save. So all in all, it's basically based off of your interests, if that makes sense. And so this is the feed that it is showing me, or the grid that it's showing me based off of my home feed. I don't know why there's a dog there, but you know, there are some inspirational quotes. There's like NYC, there's a pie, I think that's a pie, just based off of random things that I save on my Pinterest, long story short. And I put that there as sort of like a mini vision board, if you will. I have a vision board on Pinterest. Let me see if I can actually open it up so you can see. So it's basically gathering images from here to put onto the grid, but I do have a vision board. Here we are. This is my vision board, and it doesn't pull images from the vision board, but I'm kind of looking at it in a way that it's a mini vision board every single day. So it just gives me daily random inspo is all that I wanted from this little grid. So far, I'm liking it. This one in particular is not my favorite curation, but it changes every day. Moving on, the little widget underneath the 6 image grid, this is my Notion. So my Notion widget shows me the recent things that I have clicked into. As you can see, there's a lot of YouTube stuff, what's on my Google Pixel 8 Pro. I was in that Notion board right before I started recording, so it's just showing me things that I was recently looking at in my Notion so that I can easily click into it and then access it. I like having the widget there instead of just going into the app manually, because I can very quickly go into specific pages here as opposed to going into Notion and going through all of my pages, subpages, etc. So yeah, I just like having that there and its ease of access. Now, what else I have on my home screen? This little folder right here, right next to the Notion widget. I don't know why I paused there, but this is just a lot of social media type of stuff that I check very often. So as you can see, there's Threads, YouTube Studio, Pinterest, Lemonade, You can read, you can see that. I also included LTK because I wanted there to remember to link things in my LTK. I really haven't linked anything in there, and to be honest with you, sometimes LTK bothers me because they don't have the links to things that I really want to share with you all. If you did not know, LTK is a linking affiliate kind of platform where you can upload images that you have shared on social media and then link products associated with the image, as you can see here. These are the creators that I follow, but I have nothing linked because whenever I try to find something to link, I can't find it on this platform, but I will still try my best this year to do that. Then of course I have Facebook and whatnot. I also have Substack in here. I find Substack to be like a social media platform in some type of way, so it's there. Now the app directly underneath it is the Whova app. This is a brand new app. I won't click into it because it has some like personal information in there, but it's basically an app where you can connect with people if you're going to the same event. So I am going to Podfest this month, and I am going to be connecting with other podcasters there, and Podfest is actually hosting a whole hub in this Whova app. So I'm gonna check more into this app and learn more about it. I just downloaded it, so that's why I have it on the homepage. I don't usually use it that often, but I have a feeling it's gonna be useful living there until after Podfest, so I can easily jump into it when I'm at Podfest, if that makes sense. Okay, moving on to the row that is kind of like static. It always stays there at the bottom. We have Instagram on the far left. No, that's not Instagram, sorry. That's WhatsApp. WhatsApp on the far left. Then I have a folder which has all of my photo type stuff. So I have Instagram, my camera, my photos, TikTok, and then a bunch of editing apps. I will do a video, by the way, on how I take photos and videos and edit them and what have you. It's coming soon. But that folder I like to have right there because I use this 99% of the time. Then I have my Gmail app right in the center. I have Google Chrome right next to it. And then on the far right is just security type of stuff. This is all of the cameras, all of the neighbor apps, all of the security type of things that I have associated with the home, with my home, and with just my neighborhood and stuff. So all of that is also there for ease of access. I also have a safety app there, and that safety app is for emergencies. If I need to hold down a button, it will call 911. That's a Google app, which I find to be extremely helpful. I'm only not clicking into it because it has personal information in there, but I highly recommend you check out that app, especially if you're someone who is conscious of safety, which I think we should all be. But I'm gonna move on to the next page, and this page is just straight up widgets. 3 widgets to be exact. So the very top left widget is my Google Keep. This is my personal Google Keep. I only use my personal one now. I don't use like separate Google Keeps. And so as you can see, it has a lot of lists in there. I have my recipes, my to-do lists. I've shown those lists before in previous videos, so I just want them to be easily accessible, and that's why it's there. It's always been on my home feed in some sort of way. Right next to it, you can see a photo of Muhammad Ali. This auto-populates as well, so I don't always have a photo of Muhammad Ali there, but that is Google Arts and Culture. That app is just extremely inspiring to me. Sometimes they will, not sometimes, they will always give you daily pieces of art to kind of explore, and so today's daily piece is this photo from Muhammad Ali. But of course, there's different forms, there's sculptures, there's paintings and other things, and it will just constantly auto-populate, so you get a daily dose of inspiration when it comes to art. Love having that there. I just find it to be a really nice looking widget and probably one of the more practical widgets out there. And then underneath it, that giant widget is my calendar. This is my Google Calendar, but I have it in the format of task because it's easy to just see my list of tasks as the day goes on. It almost looks like an agenda or an itinerary. I just like to have it laid out like this in some way because the other widget that I use from Google Calendar looks like this, and that is a lot harder to read. So I use two Google Calendar apps essentially, one that is more broad and vague and another one that gets into more details. So that's this page, and as you just saw, this is the final page, the final home page that I have on my phone, and it's just a massive monthly calendar. I know I said that I can click into the calendar over here at all the way at the top, but sometimes I just want to visually see what's going on. My calendar doesn't look like this now, y'all. I have cleaned it up a bit since the new year has begun, but this just gives me a nice broad or large scale view of how my month is looking when it comes to being busy or not, or if I have events happening. You know, I have the flight for Podfest and what have you in my calendar, so it's just a nice thing to kind of look at on a larger scale. And then this one is nice to look at on a daily scale, if that makes sense. So those are all of my home screens. By the way, if you are trying to figure out what my wallpaper is, I'm just gonna hold down on the screen, an empty space on the screen, and this little menu comes up. This gives you options and settings specific to your home screen. So as you can see, wallpaper and style, widgets, and home settings come up. You can see that my wallpaper is a picture of my two cats, so if you were curious about that, that's my wallpaper. And I can always change it, add widgets and whatnot, but these are the ones that work for me. I don't want to be too widget forward, even though I have a bunch of widgets here, but I only want to use widgets that I feel would be actually useful for me, and this is the case here. That's what I really do love about the Google Pixel, is that the Google Pixel is minimalist but practical. And I know all Androids can do this and now iPhones can do this, but I keep it more on the minimal side because I like Google's approach to minimalism when it comes to like phone widgets and design and whatnot. You get what I mean. Okay, so let's move on to all of the apps that I have. I have a lot of apps, so I'm just gonna go quickly through it. Just a reminder that at the very top, that top row, are just the most the most recently used apps. So you will see repeats of those apps. There's also a search bar at the very top because that allows you to search for specific apps. And that search bar also shows up at the bottom. It always shows up at the bottom if you want to, again, look for apps that you already own, or if you want to do Google searches. So you don't have to go into Google Chrome to do a search. You can just do it straight here, and it's embedded in the phone. Now let's go into the apps. We have All Trails, that's a hiking app. Amazon, American Express, Google Arts and Culture, again, Bitmoji, calculator, calendar, camera. Canva is a graphic designing app. CapCut is a video editing software app. Chase, Chrome, City, Clock, Contacts. Let's see if there's anything that I don't need to say out loud because it's pretty self-explanatory. Crossy Road is the only game that I have on this phone. It's just the only one that I have. eDreams is something that I'm going to be using in terms of like my plane tickets. I'm probably going to uninstall that as soon as I finish my whole flight to and from Podfest. Elfster, I'm pretty sure I talked about Elfster in my holiday videos, but that is an app that is so useful. It's like you're all in one if you're doing Secret Santa. ESPN, Etsy, let's see. Oh, Follow. Follow is a really cool app. This app allows you to track or keep track of animals. You basically purchase a bracelet and the bracelet has a code, you scan the code, and then you're able to track an animal. You get to follow an animal's journey, basically. So this is Poseidon. I have purchased several of those bracelets, but this is Poseidon, and it looks like the animal is no longer sending signals. So I actually have to redeem a new animal with that bracelet that I purchased. But as you can see, it has geographical tracking as to where Poseidon was going. It must have just fallen off Poseidon. That doesn't mean that Poseidon has passed on, but I'm gonna redeem a new animal. Looks like it's not working. All right, I'll fix that another time, but long story short, it's a very cool app when it comes to animals. Moving on, we have, let's see what else is interesting. That headphones app is the app that's associated with my headphones, of course, but it's for the Sony XM4s. If you are interested, that is the app that I use. Let's see. Lemonade. If y'all are on Lemonade, let me know. I know a lot of people are not on it, but if you are, let me know because I am still on it. Let's see, Merlin. Merlin is another cool animal app. I don't know if you're all animal nerds like I am, but you can identify birds outside based off of sound or a step-by-step ID or photo ID using this app, and it is quite accurate, I will say. I have discovered so many cool animals in my backyard, including a woodpecker, so I love that app. Let's see, what else do I have here that's interesting? I don't think, oh, the Scream app is something that I just downloaded over the weekend because Ian got me a sort of like a board slash card game, and it's a Scream game, and you need to use the app in order to play it because the app has like a timer in it, it has the prompts in it, and you get random phone calls from Ghostface using the app when you're playing the game. So, very cool app. We haven't played the game yet, but I needed to download the app to see what it was all about. Let's see, what else? We have Storygraph. I talked about Storygraph as an alternative to Goodreads, and I 100% prefer it over Goodreads. I've never liked Goodreads. I don't know, I just don't like the interface personally. But as you can see, this is on point to the videos that I was talking about when it comes to reading. I was reading Never Whistle at Night, 52%, and then The Goldfinch. I am officially halfway through The Goldfinch, so I love this app, and I have been connecting with some friends, so yeah, if you want to connect with me there, it's the same handle. Let's see, anything else interesting in my apps? I do not think there's anything else that's interesting. Oh, you might be interested in this thermometer app, which this is the app that comes with the Google Pixel 8 Pro. I don't remember if it comes with the 8 as well, but it detects the temperature of things. It doesn't detect the temperature of you or humans or animals or anything like that, but you can detect the temperature of objects. I'm not too sure how practical this is. I have yet to use it aside from experimenting it when I first got the phone, but it's there, you can use it, and the thermometer sensor is back here on the phone. It's not really practical. I don't understand why it was made if it doesn't check the temperature of you. That I thought it would be able to do that. But now it just doesn't make any sense. But I think that's all I've got on my phone. All right, y'all, I hope that was interesting. I don't have anything too cool on my phone, to be honest with you. I just have a lot of apps and I utilize widgets. So I hope something there was cool to see, or it was just cool to see the way that the phone actually works when you're swiping through it and whatnot. I am going to be doing more Google Pixel videos this year. Do not worry, y'all. I know so many of you are antsy to see more of the Google Pixel 8 Pro. If you have anything in particular that you want to see, do let me know because I cannot think of anything else that you'd be interested in seeing aside from the things that I posted in the community tab, which by the way, those videos are coming up. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you've been enjoying 2 videos a week. It has been successful so far, but let's see how that goes throughout the year. And I will talk to you in next week's video or this week's video.